I often like to hook up a second pair of headphones if I have another person in here. Then I can stream to my hearing aids at the same time as they use their own headphones. So basically, I'm hooking up two headphones to my computer simultaneously, and they each get the same audio going into different ports and everything. So in the past, I've used some software called Audio Router, which is pretty good software. Here, let me shut this down real quick. Just shut down the server, and then I can come back to my main system. So yeah, sometimes I like to use Audio Router, which I could basically route and duplicate programs into multiple audio interfaces. And as you can imagine, that goes through separate headphone ports, and then it goes to all of them simultaneously, which is quite handy to have. But I've been having some problems with Audio Router recently where the audio just doesn't go through all the devices. So I've been doing a slightly different solution recently to basically make the audio go to multiple headphones at the same time. So what I like to do nowadays is I use stereo mix to listen to this device. So for example, I just come into the control panel item for sound, and then stereo mix. As long as I have my headphones selected, the audio should always go through stereo mix. And what I could do is then listen to this device through the other port, and then they'll both get audio simultaneously. Now, one of the problems I've had with this stereo mix is I had recently switched to optical audio because now my device has optical audio support, so I've been trying that out recently, which works pretty well. I don't notice much of a difference in quality specifically. I'm sure there's some areas where it might be improved, but for whatever reason, optical audio just doesn't work through stereo mix. Like this, optical audio works, but stereo mix doesn't pick it up for some reason. I've done a bunch of research and I can't figure out how to make that work, so I switched to 3.5 millimeter jack again, like I was using before, just so I could use this stereo mix. So if I'm trying to output to multiple headphones simultaneously, I like to use stereo mix. And if that's not really the best option, then I'll use OBS and monitor the audio on multiple OBS windows to as many headphones as I need to. So for each pair of headphones I have set up, I would have a separate OBS window that monitors audio to those respective headphones. At least that's my solution in Windows. I think you could probably use Voicemeeter software, but I don't like to have to install anything additional if I can get away with it. I like to keep things real minimal. And stereo mix, that just kind of comes with my audio drivers, so that's kind of nice to be able to use. OBS, I've always had that, so use that. Otherwise, yeah, Voicemeeter might be an option. I haven't really looked into that. Otherwise, I like that idea of using OBS for as many devices as I need to relay audio to. As far as doing it on other operating systems, I haven't done it on the Mac yet, but I'm pretty sure you could use Audio MIDI setup. That utility, you could probably create a multi output device and add all the headphones to there at the same time, and I think it will output to all of them. You select a master device and stuff like that. Otherwise, I think worst case you could probably use loopback, but I think that audio MIDI setup solution might work if you do it on Mac. As for Linux, I'm not really sure because I haven't dealt with that much. The Jack Audio Connection Kit, which is a recursive acronym, that might provide some options. I'm not really sure. Maybe even Pulse Audio. I honestly don't know what it's like on Linux, so That's not for me to tell you because I have no idea. But I just wanted to kind of show some of the solutions I do in Windows and hopefully spark some inspiration if you wanted to do something like that, but maybe didn't realize it or never thought of trying to do that. Hopefully, this will inspire a little bit. But if you need just one other device, stereo mix might be the option because it converts the speaker output to an input. And then you could use that input to listen to another device and effectively output to a secondary device. Of course, you could use like VB audio cable, but then using listen to this device is really more of a single pipe and it's not going to create any additional streams, just the one. But stereo mix is kind of its own pipe, like where you can select listen to this device on something else and the speakers will still work or the headphones will. Unfortunately, I don't know of a way to add multiple listen to this device options for Windows or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I know regarding that. So, yeah, if I want to output to a secondary 3.5 millimeter jack, stereo mixes listen to this device seems to be a pretty good option for that.